She got upset, she would like scream and fire would just erupt everywhere and her hair would like...
Daughter is?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
What are their names?
I just told you.
You told me one.
Oh, you want all 12?
12 names. Go.
All right. This is where I usually get in trouble.
Why? Because you don't know all of them.
I know all of them, but like when you're labeled, like can you label or just rattle off 12 of anything?
Yeah.
Okay, what can you rattle 12 of?
12
can you name
colors.
12 states right now?
They're not, like, what's something personal to me that
okay,
I can
you see exactly? Okay, name 12, what do you have 12 of?
Well, most people don't have 12 of anything or $12.
Can you have 12 tattoos?
I don't even have 12 tattoos. You have more kids than I have tattoos.
Exactly. All right, well, here we go. I'll label it off for you. See, let's keep me honest. There's rock, roll, golden, powerful, rise, onyx, legendary, Zion, zillion, zen, and see, this is where how many?
You're missing 2.
I'm missing 2. And then I would say
12 kids later, and now Nick Cannon wants to finally admit that having all these broken homes was nothing but a trauma response. After the 5th, 6th kid, we were all like, Nick, you might want to slow down. But no, Nick swore because he had the money, it didn't matter. I feel like after he couldn't name all 12 of his kids in that one interview, he was like, maybe this is a problem. Maybe I do need some help. This man sat up in this interview and said that he had all these kids because he wanted to basically get back at Mariah Carey, by the way, because of the divorce. That's how you wanted to get back at her? By having all of those kids? Well, Nick, you got her good. You got her so damn good. At least he's finally admitting to it, so I will give him that. This just means that he's finally going to therapy. He's getting the help that he needs. Of course, we all wanted it to happen sooner rather than later, but we're here. How many broken homes later?
I hope that brain scan is like made available to all humans so we can test to make sure what do we have. But anyways, 2 things or 3 things that I always say. Majority of men, it's all about status. It's all about selfishness. It's all about schmecks. And he laid it all out. He's speaking on behalf of majority of men. Like I always say, not all men, but for majority of men, this is the truth. Even if the diagnosis is not made on this lifetime, maybe some lifetime, like I always say, even if those men, a lot of people or men, I always say men because there's so many school of women too who might have the disorder, but tendencies are always a thing. And it's always, like I say, it's a spectrum when it comes to narcissism, right? We all need a little bit of, ego, narcissism, whatever. But when you go from like mild, you're functioning, you're not hurting people, to moderate to severe, that's where the problems start. He can't even name his children. He only did that just to get under someone to get over. And as a way to punish Maria, it's like, why did she divorce him? But yeah, he wasn't being the best version of a person. He was riding the whole marriage time with his ego because he felt like he couldn't be man enough being with Maria. Yet when they first started dating, did he not know who Mariah Carey was? A lot of these men will get with smart, intelligent, confident women, even if they are micro level of what Mariah Carey is. But majority of the men present the same way, only to want to break the woman. Women might be going to, levels on her career journey, might be in her business career, might be doing great health-wise, physically, emotionally, and so a lot of these men will come in because of their ego, because of entitlement, because of their own grandiosity, because of their own internal hurt from their crappy childhood, because of their own insecurities, because they want to please their bros, because they're afraid to ever nothing to be compared to being a simp. So they want to please their bros. So if like things like come up when they're chatting, whatever, on that surface level chats that they do, it's like, hey, so how's your wife out there? Maybe she's big, huh? She's making some good money. Like, it seems like she's making more money than you. It means like she's doing some great stuff out there. Oh, there. As soon as it gets home, that's it. And a lot of the men will say things like that over beer or whatever. They just make this mindless statements to their peers as a way to be joking, or as a way to maybe cheaper themselves, cheaper their egos. It's just weird, man. The dynamics with this bro code and the bros hanging out constantly as a way to boost themselves or to compare themselves. Where are they in the status ladder? Like, do they have the prettiest woman? Do they have the woman who's submissive to them? Are they able to control that woman enough in the eyes of their bros? You see what I mean? So a lot of these men we might have heartbreak about. This one say like, leave. Being afraid and freaking doing it in any way is the real thing. This is what will save your sanity. Maria did it. Maria Carey did it. She left him. If she didn't, she would have been a shadow, a shallow version of herself, because she's trying everything to please this man, and this man is not gonna ever be pleased, because all he feels is his ego. Running through women is his MO, his pattern. Watch the patterns of this man, and knowing importantly that those three things matter, and knowing the game, play the game like the men will play. If you see the red flags, being able to have the courage to walk away, because you don't want to be that woman that comes back and then you have lost yourself within that relationship because you're trying everything to not lose him. Where in the whole time he doesn't care, doesn't love the same way you are loving, caring, being loyal, the way that you're loving him. You're doing all the things, but he's not committed to be there. In his mindset, doesn't want to do the work. He feels like he can get so many women because he has the money, he has the status, he can be shiny, and when these men feel like they can be shiny, like they look good, they have some money, and all these women are, the pygmies are dropping at their knees. And those women, they're thinking with the baton between their legs. They're not thinking with their heads like, oh, how is that going to impact this family of mine? How's that going to impact my children? How's that going to impact my future? How is that going to impact my career? They don't care. Hindsight 2020, when now they've rummaged down the damage, did all the things that they want to do, and they still feel empty within them, because that empty gaping hole within their hearts, it's not going to be filled with having a bunch of children, or having a bunch of cars, or having a bunch of whatever toys or hobbies, or because the work is in therapy. 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 But how many of these men will be willing to do the work and doing the therapy and self-reflect and take accountability without them waiting till they're in their late 50s, 60s, 70s, or whatever, or near the grave, or lonely? This man cannot even name his children. Cannot even name the 12 children that he decided to have to spite. Many of these men is all about control and dominance. Many of these men is all about not respecting your boundaries, not respecting your preferences, want to have their cakes and eat it too, have you there locked up while they are not locked up. They are not loyal. They want to run the street as if they're single. Just the number of married men that are on this dating street is astronomical. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I love you. Bye.
This morning, Mariah Carey's ex-husband, Nick Cannon, was on The Breakfast Club, and he admitted to what the aunties already knew, that he was heartbroken after his divorce from Mariah Carey, and he used those other relationships, having those 10 other children, as a way to try to heal from that pain.
I think having all those kids was a response to your trauma.
Yeah, 100. Now I'm learning that now. It was more of being careless. Hey, they coming at me. They asking me, opposed to like doing a mature thing and saying, hey, well, it probably makes more sense to do this. And when it probably, being almost 45 now, I can sit back and be like, yeah, if
You wouldn't have 12 kids.
uh, I don't know.
Back, Nick, because so many of us have thought we could use other people or things to try to heal our broken hearts. Folks will literally tell you got to get under something to get over somebody. So, this is something that many people do, but then you realize that doing that, you still are walking around broken and just creating more brokenness, which is why you have to spend time by yourself. You're not bad. There's nothing wrong with being by yourself for a little bit. But, considering he was with such a powerful woman, I'm sure his ego was involved. And I always thought that Nick just went out there and used these other women to try to make it seem like his marriage to Mariah wasn't that major, when in fact, I'm sure that she was the love of his life and he was literally brokenhearted. Have a good day.
And it's just wild because